The United Nations Biodiversity Conference, COP15, ended in Canada on the 19th of December. That saw the signing of a key agreement to guide global action on nature through to 2030. Representatives from 188 governments gathered in Montreal for 2 weeks for the important summit.
Why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord, against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder, and cast away the cords from us. He that sits in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall hold them in derision.
Chaired by China and hosted by Canada, COP15 resulted in the adoption of the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, GBF, on the last day of negotiations.
And Jacob called unto his sons, and said, gather yourself together, that I may tell you that which will befall you in the last days.
I caught up with the Secretary-General of the Commonwealth of Nations, Baroness Patricia Scotland, soon before she addressed the COP15 Biodiversity Conference, and she was speaking from London. Let's start with COP15, the UN Biodiversity Summit, which is currently underway. And I know that you're going to be addressing this summit virtually. What's going to be your message? What do you want to communicate?
I want to communicate that the world has no more time.
Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
These issues are of fundamental importance to our member states and pose an existential threat. You know that we have 56 countries in our Commonwealth, and we are responsible for 11 million square kilometres of arable land and 8.8 million square kilometres of forest. But we're also, in our membership, been the guardians of the oceans for millennia. But you know, the truth is, we are the first generation to really suffer from the aberrant impacts of climate change. But we're the last generation to be able to do anything about it.
Then goeth he, and taketh with himself 7 other spirits, more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation.
And I think all of us, every single person alive today, will be judged for what we do and what we fail to do. And our names will be remembered. And it's up to us as to what will they be remembered for. Will they say that we dithered and dallied whilst the world disintegrated? Or will they say that we were bold and brave and we did that which we knew was right in order to save our world?
While there is in the world the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.
So my message is we can do this, we must do this, but we can only do it through solidarity. I think that comes because of the heightened level of fear and facing the reality that not everyone seems to understand that this is a non-negotiable moment of time in terms of having to do something. We haven't got a choice about remaining silent or sitting on our hands. So we really have to step up. And it's not just governments. We are going to have to use the best of businesses, foundations, and others. Last year, 450 companies and businesses did step forward, and they made a huge contribution. But it's not enough. We need total global solidarity. What it is a lot of people are very, very scared right now. If you look at the number of exogenous shocks, every country has suffered. We've had COVID. So we only have one world. We hold that world in common. If you look at where we've got air, sand, land, and sea. This is our planet. We better save it.
The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world, and they that dwell therein.
Well, you know, I'm really proud of what our 56 have done. If you look right back to 1989, it was the Commonwealth who were the very first to identify climate change as an existential threat for the world. And in 1989, in Langkawi, the Commonwealth said, if we don't address this issue, we are going to be in a parlous state. And one of the sad things I find is when I go back and I read that declaration in Langkawi, everything they predicted tragically has come true. But we didn't give up. We kept on fighting and kept on fighting. And look what happened in Malta in 2015. The Commonwealth said, we're going to have to address this. We need something that's enforceable. We need 2 degrees and a 1.5 aspirational target. And that was November 2015. We took that to Paris in 2015 in December. What did Paris agree? They agreed 2 degrees, 1.5, and an aspirational target and enforceability. And look at what happened in Kigali this year in June. Our members came together after 27 years of trying to get loss and damage. They said, we, the 56, we are going to commit. We are going to put loss and damage on the agenda if it's the last thing we do. And they did. So what we, the 56 coming from all 5 corners, if you like, of the globe and all the oceans do.
And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree.
When we come together, we can try and create a pathway for everybody else. So we've been fighting this for so long, and we're absolutely not giving up. If you look at what we've done by creating the Living Lands Charter, what we've done in relation to the Blue Charter and the creation of the Climate Finance Access Hub, with just £1.5 million, we've already delivered more than 53 million into the hands of our member states, and we've got almost 900 million pounds in the pipeline. And we're putting advisors into the countries to help our members to make those applications. And we've already trained more than 2,000 officials across the Commonwealth. So we're not just talking, we really are doing. And
he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
We're trying to find all the tools that we can to help all of our members, big ones, small ones, rich ones, poor ones, just to do better, to stand in solidarity with each other and to be the difference that we need to see in the world.
And he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
A little bit earlier, you said that we've got to do this together. And I think you wrote somewhere that governments must play their part and keep their promises. And the private sector too has to come to the party.
Absolutely.
Perhaps as we conclude our conversation, talk to us a little bit about this need for us to all work together and to keep our promises.
Well, I think, human genius got us into this mess. And human genius is going to have to get us out. So we need to have nature-based solutions. We need science and technology, and we need that to come from all sectors. We know that business is incredibly innovative and creative, but so are our governments, so are our scientists. And look at what's just happened now with the whole issue of fusion. There are new creative things happening every minute of every day. And I praise God for that. But so when we come out of Montreal, we have to have a science-based, empirically verified plan to which we then commit the money. We have to fund it. There's no point about having aspirational targets if we don't fund it, and it will take all of us to fund it, every single one. And we can't let anyone off the hook.
For among my people I found wicked men. They lay wait. As he that setteth snares. They set a trap. They catch men.
And we can't leave anyone behind. And so I would say we can do this. The choice is ours. And I hope that every single one in Montreal will understand this historic moment and just make the right choice. People are constantly saying things like, well, I don't know whether we should do this, we should do nothing. Doing nothing is a choice. Doing nothing has consequences. Doing nothing means our world will disintegrate and disappear. And all the countries of our Commonwealth are determined to do everything they can together to be that difference. And I want to say to people, don't be depressed. Be angry.
Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows that he had but a short time. And he cried with a mighty strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird.